Hi everyone, I'm Janet Kafadar, the Signature Program Specialist, and I help service providers create online signature products and programs to give them more money, more time, and to really live the lifestyle that they desire. I help them create online products and programs and really help brick and mortar businesses transition from working in their businesses and working one-on-one with their clients to really get some leverage and transition their business online by creating online products and programs. So really my philosophy is trying to help small businesses and small business owners find new ways to help their clients more but work less. And so that's all I'm about, and I love it. I'm totally passionate about it. I come from a background of learning and development. I worked for a management consultancy creating high-level learning and development programs in leadership, performance management, strategy, all in the kind of human resources area for high-level government departments here in Australia and also for the private sector as well. So I'm truly passionate about creating a program or a product that people can learn from, that's really engaging, that gets their juices flowing, that has people really shouting from the rooftops about this program that's helped either transform or change their lives, or that they can really learn from, something that they can really learn from. So that's where my passion really lies. So I wanted to, I'm doing this webinar for you today to talk about the 6 steps to creating an online program. But before I do that, there was a blog post that I created for the Dynamic Business and Network, all about transitioning your brick and mortar business online and asking the question, are you an expert? So I talked about how to transform your brick and mortar business to the online expert business where you can really get some leverage, how you can define if you are an expert at all, and my answer to that was, hell yes, you're an expert. So if you're watching this right now, you need to better believe that you're an expert and trust in yourself, because no one's going to tell you, no one's going to say, oh yeah, I think you're an expert at what you do. It's more than likely that you've got a whole heap of experience behind you. So, you can go out there and teach other people your knowledge, experience, and expertise, and people can learn from that. Let's share that wealth of knowledge. I also covered in there not needing to give yourself permission, but also I covered what you can create. So whether it's a coaching program or an online course or a membership or a digital course, anything along those lines is really what helps you get some leverage and leverages your time and your income from having a brick and mortar business to really transitioning online. So there's a workbook, hopefully you've downloaded the workbook, which is 6 steps to creating your signature online program. And so the first step that I want to cover is creating, so once you're sitting down at your desk and you're thinking, right, I want to create something, but how do I get it out of my head? You're kind of sitting at your desk and you think, right, I'm ready, and then you're stuck. And then you procrastinate for a day or two, and then you leave your desk and you think, I'm going to come back to that tomorrow, because you truly just don't know where to begin or what to do. So the first step is helping you, you need to create a program. You need to create a statement for your program. So you want to identify who your ideal customer is, who will be purchasing your program, what specific problems, struggles, or concerns they got that makes them think, oh man, I really need an answer to this. So, or I need to get some help with this, or I wish there was someone out there who could help me. That's basically what you want to try and identify. Okay, so you want to create a statement for your program and really identify the specific problems, struggles, and concerns your ideal customer is going through at the moment, and why your program, your specific program, is going to help solve this problem. You really want to tap into that, because that will be your, that will be gold to you, because otherwise you're just creating something that's a bit wet. You don't want that at all. You want to be able to really kind of hone in and say, right, this is what the program is, who it's for, what problem they're solving, and what problem the program will solve. And it's really good to do this to get some clarity, because most of the time when I speak to my clients, or for the first time, and I ask them, so what do you want your program to be about? They kind of say, well, it's for I think it will be about changing lives, something, something, something. Not that I'm taking the mick out of my clients, but you get where I'm coming from. You don't want that. You want it to be clear, concise, and to the point. So as I used the example in my workbook, I used myself as an example, and I said it's an online group program for service providers who want to learn how to create an online program to grow their online business and to get some leverage. Can't read there for a second. But you see what I mean. It was clear. You know what the program is, and you know who it's for. So that's the first step. So get some clarity and write your statement down, and then you can go on to the next page. The next page there has a little section for you to fill out for yourself, to fill out and write your statement, sorry. And the step is to brainstorm. You want to brainstorm the hell out of this program idea. You want to get it out of your head. You want to get clear. You want to create some clarity. You want to create some extra bandwidth in your head so that you can just start getting those creative juices going. So it's really important. I did provide some tools in the workbook that you can use to help with this. But my favorites, post the extra large, I don't know if you've seen them, but the extra large post-it notes that you can get, I think you can buy them on Amazon, and you can get them in Office Works or something along those lines. And they're huge, and they stick up on the wall, and they're just brilliant, along with the small coloured post-it notes. And so why do I use them, and why do I love them so much? Because I can get the ideas out of my head, but also it helps me to cluster and group any themes that I see arising. So for example, if you're a beautician and you're looking to create a program for other beauticians wanting to set up their businesses, right? And so you get everything out of your head, but then you realize you've got a whole section on financing. So getting financing, you'll feel great. So there are also some, if you're not into using post-it notes and large post-it notes or small ones, there are some online tools like Workflowy and MindMaster, which are really good to help visually see in different colors and everything what you want to put together. Remember, throughout this whole process, you really want to put yourself in the shoes of your ideal customer or ideal client. You know, what are they feeling? What are they experiencing right now? Why are they struggling so much? You know, and all of those ideas that you have around helping them with that solution need to be put down on paper. So we'll go on to the next step, the next page, which is a little better. And head on over to step 3, where we really start to think about the program as a whole. But with that as well, to start outlining everything, you're starting with the end in mind. So you think about how they will feel at the end of the program or course or ebook or group coaching program. Will they feel empowered to take action? Will they go through a massive transformational shift in their lives? What skills will they obtain? Additional skills on top of what they already know? What will you teach them? You know, will they become a whole heap clearer about whatever it is. Will they become a whole lot clearer about trying to lose weight if it's a group coaching program about how to lose weight? You know, you really want to make sure that you outline those steps. And so I've put at the bottom here, so within this section, you want to outline 8 to 10 learning objectives. These are called learning objectives, and outcomes that they will experience through the program. What will they learn? Think about it. Close your eyes, think about what steps or what things will they learn at the end of the program. So you want to be able to say, in this program or in this course, in this book, you will learn how to blah, 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 blah. I use the example in the, I need to keep my hands down. I use the example in the workbook of a massage therapist, which is similar to the example that I just used, who's looking to create a program to help other massage therapists set up their practice or their studio. And these are the learning outcomes. You'll know how to find new clients, how to market your business locally and online, get referral partners, how to set up your systems. You know, it gives that person a really clear idea when they come to your, when they land on your, get onto your landing page or something like that, of exactly what they'll get at the end of it. This isn't the modules, but it shows them as an overview what they'll get from the program, which can then hopefully once they're reading that, they'll think, oh yeah, that's right, that's what I'm looking for. Tick, tick. That's what you want. You want them to be nodding their head all the way through, thinking, oh yes, solution to my problems, yay. So that's what you want. And also this step is genius. I love it, especially in the online world. This helps so much with your sales page. If you can outline the learning objectives and the outcomes for this program, you'll really be able to kind of tap into, be able to structure and outline your sales page, because you can take those learning objectives and lift them straight onto the sales page, and it's exactly the same thing. So remember that. So get writing and write 8 to 10 different learning objectives for your program and what they'll experience during the program. So create some space there of what created some space on the next page, identifying what they will learn. So I'm going to go on to step 4 now, where you want to really get down into the program, where it's going to help you create the outline and the modules for your program. So now that you've identified your learning objectives for the program, you want to stay anywhere between 4 to 6 modules. And I say that because unless you're pretty advanced in what you're doing, you don't really want to create any more than 6, because it overwhelms yourself because you're creating the program, but also it creates overwhelm for your ideal customer. You don't want that overwhelmed steam train diving straight into their head. Like you don't want that. So it's best to just keep it simple. KISS, as they say, keep it simple, stupid. Just stick to 4 to 6, 5 magic modules to help identify that and to help address the statement or the statement that you created in step 1. So remember, keep thinking like your ideal customer, and think about their overall goals for the program, you know. And at this point is when you want to start creating the steps, the specific steps within, let's say, that finance module for setting up your beautician practice. You know, what things within finance do they need to know? And those then become your topics. So you've got your modules, you've got your overarching themes that have occurred, and those then create your modules, and then within that you're thinking about the specific steps they need to take to be able to achieve that overall outcome for that one module. Think about it like that. So it's really about you want to be able to help walk them through, and you want to be able to walk through. If it helps, even get barefoot and walk out, go outside and walk on the grass. I wouldn't suggest that in Australia right now, it's pretty freezing. But if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you know, why not? Go outside and walk in the sun, close your eyes and actually walk yourself through the process, because it's funny when you actually stand in one place, take a step and think, oh, right, what would be the next step? You'll be amazed at how clear you become about creating a program. So sometimes, you know, whilst you're creating a program, you need to get a bit physical. It's not just about sitting at your desk trying to, you know, mull this program design over. You really just want to kind of get up, get into it, really start thinking and feeling like your ideal customer, so that you can get that program outlined. So I've gone way off track, but I was talking about creating the outline and the modules for your program. So I hope that's clear. I hope that gives you some clarity around how you can structure your modules. So this step may take a bit more time for you to kind of go through, but it's good to do it, to get it clear, and it's not perfect. Whatever you do, don't think that this is final. You can always tweak and change it, but the best thing is just to make a start, get the ideas out of your head, and then make the next step and make progress, because otherwise you'll just get stuck spinning your wheels trying to go around. Another point to include is when you start creating the content for your modules, you want to keep in mind that you want to let them know at the very beginning what they will learn. Always do that. Even if it's a topic within that module, you always want to say, you always want to set up their expectations and let them know what they will be learning. So in this module, you'll be learning X. In this topic, you'll be learning blah, you know. And if it's a number of different things, then go for it. But you want to set up their expectations so that they're not then sitting there, if it's a digital program, sitting there at their desk and then you start talking. Because otherwise that's just, they don't know what they're looking for, what they should be listening out for, what they should maybe be paying attention to. You don't want to do that. You want to set it up so that they clearly know what they're going into, and if they want to skip it, then they can do, which is always good. So on the following page, if you're following the workbook, I talk about going over a basic module structure, which hopefully will help you kind of see how you can lay out your modules and your topics, really. And I'll go over these quickly for you. So the introduction is what I covered just a minute ago, really setting up the expectation to identify what they will learn. And also within that module or within that topic, you want to provide interesting content. Now, when I say interesting content, it needs to be amazing. I've done so many online programs to know that some of them are great, some of them are hands down amazing, some of them are just snorefest. You don't want your ideal customers to be snoring at the end of your program. You don't want that. You don't want them to be thinking, oh, just hurry up. That is not what you want to do. You want them to be engaged. You want them to feel like, oh man, she took the time to really make something great. That's what you want. So infuse your funny quotes, infuse your personality, infuse your stories and facts and statistics, research, whatever it is, to make it enjoyable. If you want to even include a little dance break in the middle of your program, do it. Because the thing is, your ideal customers are engaged because they like you and your products and your services, and believe that you're an expert. So just be you. Don't make it boring. Make it interesting. So that's I'll get off my soapbox now and stop preaching. But that's where I stand firmly on really infusing who you are and who you bring to the table. So I'm a bit loud, as you probably realised. I do like to use my hands a lot, and I actually can't use my hands because it'll make the screen go a bit blurry. So yeah, so I really do like to bring fun and excitement and joy, and I'm a happy person, so I hope that comes across in the way that I teach as well. And I'm pretty frank, so you probably get to know that about me. And so the next one is, I'm going a bit off topic, the tutorial. Teach your content and knowledge in this subject area. So as well as in talking about the facts and any statistics or infusing your stories into your program, you also want to teach your content in a way that's clear, really clear. Like try not to jam pack it full of information. You don't need to do that. Remember, you don't, because I know that you're really knowledgeable and you're an expert and you're amazing at what you do. You want to teach them every single thing you know to be able to get amazing results. Just like me, for example. I know so much about creating courses and programs and curriculums and everything like that. It was actually really hard for me to just start at ground zero and create just a basic template for you to start with, for you to create. So I wanted to teach you everything. It's like, oh my goodness, you know, I can teach you about the 7 different types of learning and how people learn and blah, blah, blah. And then I thought, actually, you don't need to know that right now. Like that's just way down the line. What you need to know is just a basic template structure for you to follow, to get your ideas out of your head and just to keep moving. So that's what I suggest. Just keep it simple and teach them what they need to know. Teach them what they need to know to get that outcome, that overall outcome that from that statement you created in step 1. So on to our tutorial, you want to summarize the information. Summarize what they've learned in this module and put it in dot points. So say something along the lines of, you have, so now that we have finished, we have covered X, Y, Z. And so that gives that person, whether they had kind of dropped off in the middle and they weren't quite listening, they'll know, all right, this is what has been covered. You just want to be able to do that. And it's really good to do that because it just summarizes the information. It makes it so much easier for people to digest. You know, it's not just a whole heap of content, knowledge and experience just kind of overwhelming them. You just want to break it down and make it as simple as possible. So on to the last step to creating your basic module structure is you want to reinforce the learning. You want to what I mean by that is you want to get something, or you want to get your audience, your ideal customer, to research something, to look something up, to find a piece of information, to discuss with other people, to pick up the phone and call someone in their group to kind of get some more information, or just have a bit of a powwow and a brainstorm. It's really important to do that, or to actually do an activity. It's important to do that because it helps to reinforce the learning, and reinforce what they've just learned, reinforce the message, and it helps them to remember that. What I found in taking a number of previous programs is that online programs myself is that I'll do the program, I'll do the module, and then there'll be nothing after it. I would look at it and think, well, what am I supposed to do with this now? I'm like, oh, that's lovely. But you really want to be able to tell people, well, they won't do anything, tell people what the next step is, like a call to action of some sort. But you want them to be able to actually physically do something or take an action step to be able to see a transformation and a shift, and to be able to understand what they have just learned. A bit like comprehension in school, you know, you'd read something and then you'd have to fill in all those questions afterwards to make sure that you understood what they were saying. It's really important to do that so you can create a little activity guide or a number of activities, and make it fun, make it interesting. And there's nothing, there's no boundaries, there's nothing to stop you from doing something that you think could really wow your audience, you know. So find a resource or dissect a book or you can make up your little activities, you know, get creative, or collaborate with someone, that's always good, or share possible insights or those are always really magical when people just realize and something drops and the penny drops and they're like, oh yeah, I totally get it now. You see what I mean? And it just, I love those moments. They're just fantastic. So when I work with my clients, we come up with ideas to create activities. So my brain's quite creative and jumps from like one idea to like 6 million. So it's I love coming up with new activities and things that we can do to help, you know, get your audience really engaged. And so we'll go on to, going back to the workbook, I got a bit off track there, sorry. Heading back to the workbook, you'll see that there's a space there to create a list of activities or things you would like your ideal customer to do during that program. So the last step is to review it. So you've put all your steps together and you've outlined and fairly structured your program, and now you want to go and fill in and use that content, fill in that content and understand how you're going to. Now that we've got to step 6, this is the time where you review your 5 additional steps, and you fill in the content for those modules and those topics. You know, you write it out, and I do suggest just sitting there at the computer or sitting at your desk and just really writing it out, making sure that you've written as much as you can, but not overwhelming too much, and getting all of the information out that you need for them to be able to get the results that they need. But also once you do that, because you're probably thinking, well, now what? Now what do I do with all of this information? How do I deliver it, or something like that? Well, then this is the time, and the only time, once you've done everything else before that, that you start to think about how you can deliver it. What's the modality of your program? You know, do you want to deliver it as an e-course? Do you want to deliver it in all of the information as modules in a members area? Do you want to deliver it as a group coaching program? You know, it's that information and the modality of your program really comes at the very end. What I do see, and what some of my clients come to me with, is like, oh yeah, right, so I want to create a membership course, and the membership course is going to be a membership site, and it's going to have all of this information drip fed once a month on this. I'm like, okay, right. But when we actually sit down and, you know, really get into the nitty-gritty of the program and really understand what it is that what they'll create, and once they've outlined all of those modules and topics, you realize actually the program and the content that they've created lends itself so much better to like a group coaching program, whether the group coaching program material information is drip fed, so it's released once a week, or whether it's given to them all at once. It's the content and the material for the program dictates how you deliver it. And also, yes, it may be convenient for you to just put it all up on a membership site, but it's not really about you. It's about the people that you're helping, and that you're potentially changing their lives. So, you know, as I said at the beginning, you want to put yourself in their shoes. It's all about them. It's not about us at all, as much as we may want it to be. So it's about them. So if you carry on to, if you look at the next page within the workbook, I've just created a checklist for you to go through and just check off and make sure that you haven't missed any steps, and to kind of help you get that program idea out of your head and moving in the right direction. So I really hope that this workshop / mini lesson has really helped you. It will help you with the foundations to get you started with your program creation, your signature online program. So I can't wait to see what you create, and do head over to janetkafadar.com if you want more information about what I do, and I'm rooting for you. I really want to see what you create, so do drop me an email or let me know how you're going. Okay, thanks, bye for now.